Today we're doing a yin practice. So yin practice really good for working into our connective tissues, fascia, a little bit more holding poses, and a little bit less moving. So we're going to use 2 bricks for sure, and a blanket is going to be sort of optional. It's just extra padding underneath the knees, which can be nice when we're holding a posture for a long time. So if you'd like to use a blanket, lay it on your mat so your knees can be on top of it. Your bricks both near the top of your mat. And we're going to start standing on our knees. If you're using the blanket, knees on the blanket, of course. And we're just going to pick up our right foot, step our right foot forward, and then take a big long step forward and find a nice deep lunge. So right knee stacks over the ankle or a little bit behind, never in front. If you need to inch the foot further forward, then we're going to grab our bricks and bring them to either side of the foot. Bring our hands to rest there. So from here, we're going to roll our shoulders back, softly draw the navel in. And we'll take just a moment or two in this modified Anjaneyasana, low lunge. And then we're going to adjust and go a little deeper still. So your right hand with your right brick's going to come to the inside of the right foot. You can heel toe the right foot out a little bit wider. Again, we start by lengthening the spine, roll the shoulders back. Now here, you can keep the hands up where they are on the brick. You can bring them down to a lower setting. Or if it's accessible, you can start to release down onto your forearm. So either on your bricks or all the way down onto your mat, but try to keep the spine long. And breathe into the hips. So general rule of thumb for a yin practice is 70 or 80% of your edge. We don't want to go all the way there because we usually hold these postures for a while, at least a couple minutes on each side, at least sometimes up to 10. So if you find yourself really struggling in a posture, you're having a hard time, back out a little bit, because if it kind of sucks now, it's going to really, really suck 2 minutes from now. So we'll take another few moments here, breathe. Good. For today's 10-minute class, we're going to condense just a little bit, but you're welcome to redo this practice, pause the video, and hold each of these postures, I would say, for up to 3 minutes at a time on your own. If you're on your forearms, we're going to walk ourselves back up. Good. We're going to shift our bricks off to the side for now. And very simply, we're going to heel toe our right foot across our center line, bringing the right ankle toward the left heel. Softly tuck in the right toes to protect the knee joint. Then we're going to release the right knee and the right shin down toward our mat. So we call this Kapotasana, pigeon pose. Now if you start to lower down and you feel like you're past your 70 or 80% of your edge, you're going to take that brick that's right there, slide it underneath your right hip for support. Good. And you can take your other brick just in front of you if it helps you to find a tall spine, or fingertips down by the sides, but wherever you are, roll the shoulders back, try to lengthen the spine. A little bit of a trick with your Kapotasana here. The closer to straight that your shin is with the short side of your mat, the deeper the opening in the hips is going to be. So if it still feels like too much, you can draw the heel in toward the groin a little bit, or if you'd like to open more, you can bring the shin more toward parallel with the short side of your mat. And if you'd like to go a little bit deeper still, you can start to hinge forward, fold over the hips, and release onto the forearms. Again, typically we'd hold this for a couple minutes. Since it's kind of a short practice here, we won't hold it too long, but you're welcome to watch this video, pause, and perhaps hold this for up to 3 minutes per side. Kapotasana, pigeon pose. Take some breaths. Good. If you're on the forearms, you're going to start to walk yourself back up. If you have a brick underneath the hip, slide it out. Support on your hands as you draw the right knee all the way back to meet the left. Come in the tabletop. Notice the difference between your two sides. And walk all the way up to standing on the knees. Now, lest we have one really open side and one not as open side, we got to do that all over again. So this time with our left foot, we're going to pick the foot up, and we're going to step it far forward. Knee stacks over the ankle or a little bit behind. Bricks to either side of the foot, hands up onto the bricks as you roll the shoulders back. Sink into the hip, lengthen the spine. And just a moment or two here, few breaths. Good. Now, left hand, left brick, come to the inside of the foot. As you heel toe the foot out a little bit wider, you're going to lengthen the spine. And here's some options. You can stay upright. You can lower your bricks down. And if it's accessible, hinge at the hips and release onto the forearms. One of the added benefits of a yin practice, besides these nice deep stretches into our connective tissue, of course, is the practice of stillness. Westerners like to move, like for things to be noisy and fast. Yin kind of forces us to balance that out. Quiet and stillness. So a few more moments. Breathe into the hip. Good. If you're on the forearms, come back up onto the hands. Shift the bricks off to the side. We're going to heel toe the left ankle toward the right wrist. Softly flex the left toes to protect the knee joint as you lower the knee and shin down. And again, if you feel yourself kind of dropping out of alignment in the hips, the left hip's dropping down lower than the right, take your brick, slide it underneath the left sits bone, and use that for support. Fingertips can be down, or you can take your other brick in front of you. Wherever you are, roll the shoulders back, find a tall spine. And remember, the closer to parallel your shin is with the short end of the mat, the deeper the stretch. So if it feels too deep, you can walk the heel in toward the groin. If you'd like to go deeper, you can walk the heel away. Now, option to stay upright, or if you'd like, lengthen the spine forward. and fold. Just like every other posture, we won't hold quite as long today because it's a short class, but you're welcome to pause the video and hold for up to 3 minutes. Kapotasana, pigeon pose, deep inhales. Good. If you're on the forearms, start to walk back up. If you have the brick underneath your hips, slide it off to the side. Support yourself with your hands as you draw left knee back to meet the right. And release. That's our practice for today.